Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala from Zavala Texas Law. We are located here in beautiful Houston, Texas. I am an immigration lawyer. This is our YouTube channel. We normally do videos talking about what's going on in immigration, about processes going on, hopefully that we can inform you guys. So if you like what you hear, or you like our other videos and kind of want to subscribe, feel free to click the subscribe button, like whatever you want. We usually come out with videos, sometimes a little bit quicker, sometimes not, depending on what's going on in life. But we can help you with whatever immigration issue you have, whether you're located in Texas, in the USA, or no matter where you are in the world. We're licensed in all 50 states to practice immigration. So today I have a video. There's recently been going a lot in the news as to what's going to happen in this next presidential election when it comes to trying to get your green card for your spouse and all that stuff. So Biden in this summer, summer of 2024, he came out with kind of like a family reunification plan called Parole, that they were going to try to, actually we did a previous video about that. If you want, you can watch that. So here what I'm going to talk about is how to get your green card and how long it's taking to get your green card through marriage, okay? So, because that's a question we get a lot. People say, how long does it take for me to get my green card if I'm married to a citizen or a resident? This video is going to be specifically more for citizens. It's kind of the same for residents. It's kind of a different waiting timetable, and I'll explain that to you. But for this video, it's going to be how long does it take to get your green card through marriage, and kind of what's the process of getting your green card through marriage. So for this, we're going to have to divvy it up into two categories, okay? So let's pretend I, Charles, am a U.S. citizen, right? And I marry my wife who is from another country. So because I am a U.S. citizen, she is allowed to get her green card. However, we got to go through the formal process of applying with applications and doing all that stuff. So as a lawyer, I usually divide it into two categories. Okay, where is the immigrant, right? The spouse. Are they in the USA or are they abroad? If they are inside the USA, my first question is, okay, what is their status here? Are they here legally, like on a tourist visa, student visa, work visa? Or did they come into the United States at one point with a visa and then overstayed? Or did they cross over without permission, right? So that's the first thing I like to ask myself. And then the second category we're going to talk about is if the person is abroad, right? So let's just talk about the first one. Let's pretend the person is here inside the USA. If they are inside the USA and they are here legally, they entered with a visa and there's still valid time on that visa, or if they entered on a legal visa and have overstayed. If they are in the USA and they entered legally, they are eligible to do what's called adjustment of status, which in my opinion is the easier way of getting your green card, because that means that they do not have to leave the United States. They can do everything while they stay inside the USA. Remember, not everyone is eligible for this. To only be eligible for this, you have to have entered the United States legally, right? Or been paroled in, or some sort of legal admission into the country. So let's pretend that's the situation we're in. Let's pretend I'm Charles. My wife entered on a student visa. She's now overstayed, or let's pretend she's still current. To get her green card, step one is we have to file what's called the I-130 petition. This is kind of like I always tell my clients, this is, if you've ever seen the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, this is your golden ticket. You need to have an I-130 approved before you get your green card, because the I-130 establishes that you are married to a U.S. citizen. And once you get that approved, that's your golden ticket. You can now go knock on the door to get your green card. So what's nice about if we could do this whole process here in the USA, adjustment of status, is that we can file all the paperwork at one time, and that reduces big time the processing time, okay? So right now, I'm looking at the USCIS website. They're saying that it's taken about 15 months to get an I-130 approved. And that's saying about 80% of the cases are completed within 15 months. In my opinion, in our office, they usually be a little bit quicker than that. I'm not saying that we do anything special, but we've just been noticed they're usually about 9 to 12 months they take to get the I-130 approved. So remember, the good thing is though, if you are inside the USA and you entered legally at some point, you can file everything at once. So the I-130 takes about, let's just say what the government says. It says it takes about 15 months. But at the same time, when we file that, we can file the I-485. That's the application to adjustment of status to get your green card. We can also apply for your work permit, which is the I-765. You can also apply for your I-131, which is a travel permit. It used to be free, now they charge you for it, so that I always tell my clients that's your choice whether you want to do it or not, because there is a new filing fee associated with that. And then we also apply for the I-864, which is your affidavit of support. So like I said, the good thing about if you are in the country legally or you entered legally is you can do all of this at once, send it off, right? And the good thing is, like, hopefully you can have your green card in, based off what the government's saying, maybe about 15 months. All right, so that's a really big advantage. One of the downfalls is during this time period when your paperwork is pending and you're over there with immigration, you're kind of stuck. So immigration says, look, we're processing your paperwork, but if you leave the country, boom, we're canceling your application because we're gonna assume that you don't want your green card. I know this isn't accurate, I know this isn't what people want, but it's just a silly rule immigration has. So if you're doing adjustment of status, stay here in the USA. So this is option one. This is if you entered legally, if you overstayed, either way, as long as you entered legally. You know, the timeline is taking about 9 months to 15 months, I would say. In our office, that's kind of a general estimate until a green card comes. So now let's talk about the other option. Well, what if my spouse is abroad, right? So once again, Charles, US citizen, and then my wife is in the Czech Republic, right? So, and she does not have a tourist visa to come to the USA. That's okay, we can still apply for her green card. What we do though, unfortunately, we have to do it step by step. Not like the other process where we could do it all at once. Here we have to go step by step. So step one is filing that I-130. Right now, like I said, the government says they're taking about 15 months, let's say about 12 months. So we have to wait until that gets approved. Once that gets approved, then because you're married to a US citizen, what we need to now do is schedule you an appointment at the consulate in your home country. So in this hypothetical situation, my wife is from the Czech Republic. So then we would have to, once the I-130 is approved, USCIS will send that approved I-130 to the National Visa Center, which is just an office, and they will then send it to the consulate. Once you get it to the consulate, we can schedule her an interview. They will go in, they will make sure that the marriage is real, we've got all the paperwork we need, and if all goes well, they will approve her. Unfortunately, this second option we're talking about takes a little bit longer because you can't do it all at once. So the I-130, the government says right now 15 months. So let's just say 15 months, and then we have to tack onto that however long it's gonna take to do the paperwork and get an appointment in the consulate. The appointment in the consulate is gonna depend a lot on what country you're from. You know, and COVID kind of slowed things down. So for example, a lot of our clients are from Mexico, and to get an appointment, if you're married to a US citizen in Mexico, it's taken a while, you know, it could be close to 6 months to a year. But there are smaller countries where we can get things done usually within a month or 2 months. So it's really gonna depend on your consulate and the load they have. So when people ask me, you know, how long does it take to get a green card in the US if I'm married to a spouse? Easiest way I answer it in my head is, okay, are they here in this country? Did they enter legally? And are they still here? And if the answer is yes, then we can do it all at once, and it's called adjustment of status. The way things are right now, give me about 10 months to 14, 15 months. And usually we can get a green card approval if all goes well. If they are not in the country and they are abroad, then we'll have to do what's called consular processing, and that can take a little bit longer. Either way, like I tell my clients, look, if you're married and you want to get your green card, you're going to have to do it anyways, you know? So it's kind of like cooking. You put it in the oven and you just got to wait. If you don't do anything about it, the green card's never going to come. And with these applications, there's just processing time, and it's unfortunate everyone has to go through it, but the sooner you submit it, the sooner the time starts, right? So this example I gave y'all was kind of the easiest. I'm assuming that no one's here in the country illegally, because if they are in the country illegally, we have to do what's called a waiver, and that'll be a whole different video. Or if you guys want, you can always call us at the phone number listed below, and I'm happy to do any phone consultations. All phone consultations are with me personally via the phone. be careful. There's sometimes people who try to pretend to be our business, but no, we only work with the phone number listed down below, and you're only going to be dealing with me. Okay, so if you have any questions, or if you're married and want to bring your spouse over, you have questions about this, feel free to give me a call. We got great reviews on Google. You can look us up. Excuse me, at Zavala Texas Law. We speak English, we speak Spanish. We're here to help you in any way you need. Okay. So once again, my name is Attorney Charles Zavala, your immigration lawyer. Anything you need, feel free to let us know. Thank you and have a beautiful day.